And welcome back to the Estrella Galicia post-show. We've wrapped up another incredible day of surfing action here in Ericeira. That's the gorgeous light coming through as the sun sets into the Atlantic in this wonderful part of the world. There's no wind, the temperature is incredible. The surfing's been absolutely amazing in terms of heat strategy and drama. And I'm joined by Philippe Jervis and Felicity Parmentier. Flick, I'll take to you first. You know, we had a slow start to the day. We started about 1 o'clock, but then it's been pretty incredible. What's been your highlights?
Oh, to be honest, when I first rocked up, I was like, wow, okay, it's going to be really challenging and really tricky for our surfers today. But there were some really great hero moments, and we'll get a bit into that later on. But yeah, I was really impressed with a couple of the surfers today.
Oh, I love that talk of hero moments. So I love it. And Philippe, it's been a cat and mouse, you know, a lot of strategy, slow waves, but the surfers having to dig deep into their, you know, all their heat drills and what makes a great competitive surfer.
Yeah, whoever got the best waves of the day got through the heats. Not too many opportunities, but definitely we saw some really good surfing. That's no doubt about it.
Yeah, and I'll tell you, one of those guys that did incredible surfing and a whole lot of heat strategy was Justin Becret, the winner of the last heat of the day, beat Frederico Morais, and he's down there on the beach with Joanna Garnell.
Yeah, boys, not Joanna. Francisco here, but no problem. But a great heat win for you. Best result so far of your career. Talk me through the heat.
Yes, I'm super happy. First off, it's a bit of a bittersweet emotion for me after the heat because you gotta look at who's in front of you, and I'd rather beat someone who's not my friend, but it is how it is. And I looked at it as if it was a jersey, but when the horn sounds, honks, it's your friend in front of you, and you're always a bit bitter when he's unhappy, you know, in front of his crowd. I have huge respect for him, and he's an amazing surfer, obviously. So it's.
And how do you prepare mentally to going against a big friend? You know, there's a lot of on stake for him, and how do you divide those emotions when you go into the water?
Yeah, well, there's a lot of stake. There was a lot of stake for me, but yes, of course, I want him to do as best as he can, and obviously, we train all year together. We spend most of the year together. It's always hard, but. You know, yeah, you gotta take the emotions out of it and just go surfing. And if you want to respect the guy who's in front of you, you just give it your all and give your best. It's the best way to respect your opponent. So that's what I did. And
what's your strategy to go to the air? You think that's a point of difference instead of staying just on rail?
I knew I had to do something special. You know, going up against Fred, it's always tough. He's very good in small waves. It's his wave. I knew I had to do something out of the ordinary, let's say, and I saw the section, I felt like it, and I just kicked the tail kind of and paid out. I'm happy.
You looked amazing out there. Good luck for the next round, and back to you, boys.
Yes.
Bye. Yeah, thanks, Justin. Thanks, Chico. Yeah, mixed emotions. There's that sun. What a sight that is. Absolutely
well, we have
beautiful.
a sunset.
We do. Well, you say that. You say that, but it still couldn't go wrong. It's in Portugal, but no, it's beautiful. And Justin, as he said, mixed emotions. He's, you know, up against a friend. He's got a lot on the line for him. It's his best result of the year so far, and he just had to block it out. So incredible heat. Philippe, you called that one, so I might go through you on this on the recap. A lot of strategy. And I think it came down to one exchange, which kind of made all the difference.
Yeah, first of all, I would like to congratulate, obviously, Justin and Kikas. And actually, that was pretty impressive because Justin was actually pretty emotional in that interview because he knows how much it means to this guy to get through that round. And yeah, unfortunately, it's how it happens and how the draw gets. And fortunately for Kikas, he made this mistake. I think this is the most important part of the heat so far because you see the wave behind him. That was definitely the best wave of the heat. Even though he got a 6 point on this one, the wave behind was where Justin actually made his best wave, 7.33. And unfortunately for Frederico, he surfed really well. He did pretty much everything all right, but I think this bit of a mistake cost him the heat, honestly, because the wave behind it was a lot better and just absolutely smashed it. It surfed really good. As we see, this is the wave behind Frederico's wave. You can see just a strong turn on the outside, and you know that Jesus loved that. And it just needed to go. It just needed to bring it all the way through the inside. He's gonna have a couple more scores. He's gonna do one here, nice snap, and he's gonna get some speed and put that fins out and just rotation, perfect rotation. And then he was fast enough to go up there and get the priority again. And guess what? He got the second best wave of the heat. So if you look at the scoring potential of both of his waves, definitely a lot better than Fred's waves, unfortunately for him. But yeah, Justin did really well. He was really emotional in the interview, but I can understand why, because you know what, they're sparring partners, and it's so hard to beat a friend that actually needs this result to qualify. And you know what, you have to put your emotions aside and just you have to think on your own. At the end of the day, surfing is an individual sport, and it's you have to think about yourself.
Yeah, you got to put yourself first. Justin Becret through to the quarterfinals here. You can see those quarterfinals. We've only got 4 of the 8. We've still got 4 heats of the round of 16 to go. But Silva against Houshmand, a real clash of styles there. 2 giffy footers, and then Poulos and Becret. 2 guys that come in really low ranked, way down and surfed in the first round, I think, in the round of 80. So, Flick, just to have those guys in the quarterfinals, it could be potentially career-changing, Challenger Series event for those guys.
For sure. To come from so far back in the draw and make it this far in the event is an amazing achievement. But I'm really excited for that first heat. I feel like those 2 guys have been so on fire. So, yeah, quarterfinals are looking good.
Yeah, we're going to come to Cole Houshmand and his performance today a little bit later on up against Jackson Baker. He surfs so well. But, Houshmand, he just keeps, he's been on fire. Number 1 rated on the rankings. Another massive result here. He seems unstoppable, Philippe.
Yeah, it feels like he has that confidence that you need to be up there. He got up there throughout these results, and now he knows what he needs to do to win events.
Yep.
And that's the thing. Like, as soon as you figure that out, if you can maintain that confidence and maintain that skill set that you put out throughout the whole year, you're going to be a menace throughout every single contest. And that's exactly what Cole did.
Yeah, he's done well. And speaking of someone learn how to win, we had the world junior champion, Francisca Veselko. We lost kick-ass Morais, the Portuguese surfer, in that last heat. But this woman today, a really incredible heat against Sawyer, Lindblad. And Veselko, well, she was steely, she was focused, and she got a really big win, Flick.
Yeah, this is a massive win for Veselko because she was actually sitting at number 22 on the ratings. So she's going to make a big jump with this result, getting into the quarters here. And she took down Sawyer. So Sawyer is actually, currently as it stands, she is 3rd on the rankings. So that's a big sort of upset right there. But Sawyer, she's just got this beautiful backhand here. So this heat was actually quite close. There was only a point separating them. Veselko ended up with a 7.5, backed it up with a 6.67. But Lindblad, she had 2 good waves as well. She had 2 6s, so a 6.77 and a 6.27. So yeah, pretty close heat. There, only a point separating those girls, and you've got to think that Veselko is pretty stoked to be getting through on home soil in front of a home crowd.
Yeah, and this is the biggest wave of the heat, and she needed this score, needed a high score for Leap, and she absolutely rinsed it for a 7.5. It was quite surfing.
Yeah, she did really well, and the good thing about this wave, obviously she surfed it really well, but the thing about this specifically moment on this heat was the first wave of the heat, the first wave of the set, she actually pushed Sawyer to go on it because she knew there was a better one behind. And yeah, he worked out for her because she got that 7.5 on that wave. So very well strategized by Kika and Rodrigo, obviously.
Yeah, and here we go. So we've got the full bracket here, Felicity, for the quarterfinal 1. Sally Fitzgibbons, Luana Silva. I mean, who's going to win?
Oh, man. I mean, Sally's looking unstoppable, but Luana surfs so well on this right point here. Her surfing just looks so smooth. But you know what? If Sally advances out of that quarterfinal heat, she gets a 3rd, guarantees her spot on the championship tour.
Yeah, massive quarterfinal. Bronte McCauley versus India Robinson. The 2 Australians have been incredible in terms of big power gauge. They've been in form. But yeah, potentially we start to see CT surfers that will getting qualified and a lot of change in the real estate. So yeah, 4 incredible matchups coming our way in the quarterfinals. And also we've got the EDP Wave of the Day every day, courtesy of our sponsors EDP. We go to the highest number, the best surf wave. And here we go here. It's it was always about, it's just as early on, quite a, I think the first set of the day, Felicity,
Yeah.
and Alyssa Spencer came out swinging.
She really did, and you know what? I was actually scratching my head at the very beginning of the day. I was like, "Wow, it looks so small," and you know. But then all of a sudden, Alyssa Spencer drops an 8.83, so massive number straight out of the gates. But one thing I just love about her surfing is that she really waits for the sections, and her her turns are so well timed on this wave. That's what sees you get an excellent score out here today. How was that last turn there? Just really putting an exclamation mark on the end.
Yeah, it was massive, and I tell you who was like that wave probably more than another. It was Travis Logie, the contest director, who called it on. It was tricky, it was slow, it was a hard one to call. And Trav got it exactly bang on, and then Alyssa Spencer came out swinging and got a huge score, and she's through to the semi-finals, and she's marching up that ranking as well. So Alyssa, really, really dangerous, and I can't wait to see her in the quarterfinals. Now, I'm going to look at the waves. As we said, it was a little bit slow today, but we had a kick in the afternoon. And look at the forecast now for the next sort of couple of days. And, well, tomorrow I'll get you, Philippe, to talk through. You're the local. 2 to 3 foot on both days. Similar to today, you think, or a bit dropping period?
Yeah, because today we supposedly had 16 to 14 second period, and tomorrow is going to be the same size, but that wave period just dropping off a little. I think it's going to be pretty small. We'll see. But yeah, for Sunday, it looks like it's going to be absolutely pumping because the swell direction is actually really good, and we're going to have that increasing swell with light winds. I think we're going to have a huge finals day.
Yeah,
Very
absolutely. It's coming our way, and the best sort of forecast of the whole event period, which that is the last day, the 9th of October, and we've got waves. We've got the biggest waves of the event, so what a way to finish. We'll come back tomorrow. You never know, we might get some heats run if the swell cut. You know, this place, anything can happen. Sometimes you get little jumps and swell and the tide comes in. So we'll come and check it out tomorrow, but Sunday's looking great no matter what. Here we're going to go straight to EDP Vissla Pro top 5 moments. And first off the rank is Deivid Silva. And he came back from behind here and he looks sharp, doesn't he, the former CT surfer from Brazil?
Yeah, he really does. I just feel like he's just continuing that dominance. He's just had such big heat totals all events, so he's doing it again out here today. Had an 8.10, backed it up with a 7.40 for a massive heat total of 15.5. So yeah, he's looking so on point here on his backhand, and came up against an informed surfer as well, Moffat. Also posted a 14.97, so it was pretty evenly matched, all surfers in that heat dropping big scores.
Yeah, I felt for Dylan, the Australian surf really well. Got some big numbers, but when you're up against a man that never gives up and it's got this quick four sort of power on him, it's hard to beat. So he was stoked. A nice buzz beater there. Number 4, okay, Houshmand shuts the door. Well, Philippe Jervis, this man, we talked about him before. He is just absolutely on a tear.
Yeah, it felt like this heat kind of turned on the waves. Both Cole and Jackson did really good surfing. This is Cole's first wave. He actually had to dig a little lip there because he almost got stuck. But as soon as he took off again on the board, the wave just provided him a lot of scoring opportunities. Just every time he puts the board up there. Look at his size and how good he rides smaller waves. That's pretty impressive for me. One of the things that impresses me the most on Cole is how good he is on smaller waves. But this heat, look at the waves. The conditions were really, really good. Out of nowhere, it felt like we had some slower heats. We had some heats with a bit more action. And you know what? Both Cole and Jacko, they surfed really, really well. That was definitely one of the most entertaining hits of the day, that's for sure. And Cole just absolutely smashing, a lot of power on those turns. His confidence is just up there.
Yeah, it was an 8.83 for that wave, so the same score as Alyssa Spencer, so one of the top ones at the. This is number 3. And we saw Veselko here. I'll just get Philippe, because we did call this on ourselves, and you're the local to talk us through this. This is a really interesting point. I'm not going to leave you out, Flick, but we watched this together, and so kickers, they went, Joanna went down for a quick chat, and she was under the pump. They're all a bit stressed, and kickers coach just said she's going to get an 8 on the next wave.
Guess what? She didn't have an 8, but she did have a 7.5. So Rodrigo definitely called that one. He knew that Kika just needed to be on the good wave, and she did really well. She almost got stuck a little in there, but she did really well here. Nice carving off the top, and then she's gonna finish this one off with a strong turn. So it was pretty fun to have Frederico calling it. It was right on the money.
Yeah, he's like some type of Jedi coach. He was foreseeing the future, but we saw this before. It's worth another look at Alyssa Spencer. She's the highest heat total of today's action, and this young Californian is just going from strength to strength.
Yeah, she is. And I said it before, but her timing is impeccable. Her backhand is just so crisp on this wave. She's just absolutely dropping big numbers in every heat. Have another look at it from this angle here. One thing she actually mentioned in a post-heat interview, which I thought was interesting, from memory, she's riding a 5-1 or a 5-2.
What?
Yeah, that board is super, super small. So really interesting because it actually doesn't look that small when she's on these waves. I mean, I know she's of smaller stature as well, but yeah, interesting, that board just fitting really well in the scoop of the wave. And yeah, she's going to be really hard to beat come the quarterfinals. Sorry.
Yeah. Quietly spoken, but you know, walk quietly, carry a big stick. She absolutely tore that up, and she's been serving great. This is another great heat. So Benedetto up against Teresa Bombolo, so the local hope. But Zoe, she just kept putting these on rail, and she's so powerful and so smooth.
I haven't seen much of Zoe up until this year on the Challenger Series. I've obviously heard of her before, but she has really, really impressed me. She had a good heat on the Gold Coast, and then since she's been here, it's just been heat after heat, locking in excellent scores. And I called it a heat, one of her heats earlier this event, and I just said, her surfing just goes with this wave. It's just like hand in hand. She's got a really good read on it. But she came up against a really hard competitor, Teresa, not going down without a fight. So, Zoe coming out on top. And you know what? I'm also going to put my money on Zoe. I feel like she's going to go even further in this event. I've just got a good feeling about it.
Yeah, well, with surfing like this, there's a good reason for that. This was an 8-point ride. She got two sort of massive numbers back to back, only 2 turns, but so powerful, so well joined up, and yeah, she's one to watch. Well, there's the sun setting in Portugal, and that's setting on another great day of professional surfing. It's been incredible here today. I'd like to thank Felicity Parmenter for coming in and helping us out. Philippe Jervis, you've been amazing as ever.
Thank you so
tomorrow
much.
there's a 7:15 call for a 7:30 start, so get your beauty sleep. We could be on in the morning. That's because the tide, trying to get on perhaps on the low tide early on and make it count. But I'll tell you what's going to happen. We're going to go down to the post-show, sort of the highlights of the whole day. Come back tomorrow morning, check in at 7:15. We could be live at 7:30. Thanks for your time. We'll see you tomorrow.
Back to Portugal, where the Challenger Series nears finals weekend. Some big names from across the world, and of course right here. It's a beautiful sunny Friday midday in Portugal.
Gets a bit of a click off the top, gets the rhythm going down the line. Nice carving snap, and this one, bang.
Timing is great off the top. Like, you'll see her board, she just sort of keeps it lively at the bottom of the wave.
Tentative as she, oh, that's nice.
Get their account, big dynamic turn. I really liked it.
Attacking Frederico on that one.
Biggest waves of the heat, which has been crucial.
Best wave of the heat so far, 7.5. 3 coming off the bottom, nice combination of turns.
Zoe Benedetto has just been so smooth and so powerful.
Right at the lips, nice snap, and then his finishing turn was so strong.
It's the first turn here, bang. Clicks the fins, gets another one.
Absolutely relentless from him. Apart from the surfing, we talked about his technique, why it's unique, why it's special. On a great looking outside wall, nice snap from him. Using the rail, getting the fins out.
He surfed it so well here, bang off the top. Keeps plugging away, big turns.
Gets that speed and just chucks those fins.
Blue lights, he kept firing away next to the dots.
This copyrighted event broadcast is produced by the World Surf League for broadcast around the world and may not be retransmitted, reproduced, rebroadcast, or otherwise distributed or used in any form without the written consent of the World Surf League.